Hello there, and thank you for joining us here at Coolest Life. My name is Tony, and I'm here to tell you some things that I found on my travels in the 27 jurisdictions and the over 200 lodges I visited. I want to tell you some of the things that I find that are commonplace and uncommonplace in growing and thriving lodges, and maybe some of the pitfalls of the lodges that are not growing and thriving. So come along with us, because you just entered the Coolest Life, Masonic Edition. A bit of quick background on myself. I've been a Mason since not very long. I think I was raised in 2013. I'm a past master of 2 lodges in Georgia, and so I've seen blue lodges in my area. And when I was a master there at those lodges and a past master, I did a lot of traveling and traveled a lot into different jurisdictions. What have I done in the last 2 years? Wife and I become full-time RVers, and we are traveling the country. And while we travel, I go visit lodges. We are currently down here in South Texas, and I haven't visited a lot of new lodges in about 2.5 months. It's been a while, but I assure you I'm going to. We got some coming up from San Antonio area. Then we're going to go out to Roswell, New Mexico, and visit some lodges over there. Then we'll be up in Colorado for a couple of weeks and go visit some lodges up there. Then I'll be in South Dakota, which will let me see Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Kansas, some of those other lodges. However, the purpose of today's video is to give you some information on what are some of the similarities I see in thriving and growing lodges. Growing lodges. Some of you might not like it when I say this, but I find that the larger growing lodges have, how do I say this to you without just coming right out? I'm just going to say it. Ladies are involved. What? You let ladies in your meeting? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the ladies are involved in the dinners. The ladies are involved in cooking the dinners and sitting down and eating with us before the meeting. Now, most Masonic meetings start 7 or 7:30. Now, not all, but most do. 7 or 7 from throughout the country. They start at 7 to 7:30. 1 hour before that, at 6 or 6:30, they'll have dinner. Okay, that meal needs to have a lady's touch to it. It just does. It doesn't matter if it's Eastern Star coming in, but predominantly I find that the growing and the larger lodges have got the ladies assisting in that, because we all know to be a successful Mason, if you are married, it is easier in your Masonic journey if you have the support of your spouse. I'm telling you. In fact, the best thing to do is to have your spouse suggest that you either join in the Masonry or join Shriners or one of the others, to have her hand in it first. That would be ideal. That's what happened with me. My wife's grandfathers on both sides of her family, mothers and her fathers, were both Masons. I never met either one of the gentlemen. I did benefit from some of the jewelry, which I'm not wearing now, but I did benefit from some of that. But it's always great to have that kind of support, so that when you're going to meetings, there's not as much pushback as far as, well, we were going to sit here and watch this movie, remember? You know that 2 nights a month you're probably going to be doing something Masonic, and so that allows you to do that. So your growing lodges are going to have that I've seen. I've got that in common is the ladies are involved. The other thing is they've got programs. Their programs don't revolve around degree work. They got other things going on. They're doing dinner theaters. They're doing Boston butt sales. And I like Boston butt sales so much better than gun sales. Okay, the reason is gun raffles are great, but it doesn't give the brothers a chance to come together and do something together as a whole. Whereas if you're cooking, like, say, chicken dinners on Sunday, like they do down in Florida while I was down there, they do that just about every Sunday. They make chicken dinners, and they charge $10 a plate for chicken dinners, and they make them to go. It's those brothers getting together and making that happen is what's really driving that lodge, and why that lodge is so active, because you You have something to, that brand new person coming in, you've got something to plug them into. 2, you've got something that people from the outside can see you doing something. So a potential new member could be walking through the door. So you can't do that if you don't have any kind of event going on. So you need to be out there in events. I see that growing lodges are involved in the appendant bodies. They're involved in Scottish Rite. They're involved in York Rite. They're involved in Shrine. They just are. And they don't tend to throw themselves all in one organization. Like, well, that's the Shrine Lodge over there, and that's the York Rite Lodge over there. No, they have a pretty good mix of all of those, to include Grotto. And they've got a pretty good mix of all those within the organization. And that gives for a more well-rounded member is what it does. Because if you might get a member that comes in that wants to be involved in the Shrine, well, if you don't have any Shrine members that are members of your lodge, 1, they might not join, and 2, they might join another lodge. So you need to have those kind of members within your lodge. So 2 things that we've talked about. The ladies need to be involved. And the secondary thing is your members need to be actively involved doing something for the lodge, whether it be some type of fundraiser. Maybe it's a yearly fundraiser, maybe it's a monthly fundraiser. It needs to be active, needs to be growing and doing something. You could be doing something with the Boy Scouts, you could be doing something with a lot of other organizations, as long as you're doing something and it's not just a raffle something off. Raffle something off isn't really doing something, it's a fundraiser. I mean, what you're doing together as having spaghetti suppers or something like that is inviting the public in. I love fundraisers, and my favorite kind of fundraisers there are fundraisers that you're not asking the brothers for $1. I don't know how many tickets I bought to different things, and that's fine and dandy, those do work, but that you can ask the public for that $1. So you could be selling those raffle tickets to someone other than Masons, raising that money through people that are other than Masons, and taking that opportunity to say, hey, do you have tickets for this? No, I don't. Oh, are you a member of another lodge? No, I'm not. Oh, really? Could you? I thought maybe you might have been a member from another lodge. I'm a member of such and such lodge, and we do this, that. And so you're automatically talking about your lodge, and you're not out there saying, hey, would you like to join our lodge? You never have to say that. You don't have to ask someone to join your lodge to invite them to dinner. And that's good in any jurisdiction that you go to. Some jurisdictions say you can't invite someone to join Masonry. Other jurisdictions say you can. But even if you say that you can't join Masonry, you can still invite someone to dinner. Say, hey, we got a Masonic meeting coming up, and you know anything about Masonry? Oh, not much. Well, hey, why don't you come to dinner with me on Thursday? Meet me there about 6 o'clock. We'll feed you free dinner, and you can, hey, even bring your wife if you'd like to. And that's a key there, because see, if my wife is already going, and I'm inviting him and his wife there, you know, that gives his wife a connection. So it lets her know that, oh, the wives are invited to go to these dinners also. So keep that in mind when you want to see a growing and thriving lodge. But I'm telling you, across the country in 27 jurisdictions I've sat in, every last one of them big growing lodges, their wives are involved. They're doing things in the community. They're doing things to open up their lodge, to get people in their lodge. And bonus material, bonus. I'm giving you bonus material. Bonus material now is, you're going to love this. If you have a breakfast or a spaghetti supper and someone from outside comes in and they're of Masonic age, go up to their table just after they get finished. Keep an eye on them. Be eyeballing them. Right before they get finished. And see if they've gotten a tour of the inside of your lodge room. Yes. I'll never forget the time I gave a tour to someone in one of my lodges, and they come walking in there, and they looked up on the wall, and they said, hey, that's my grandpa. I didn't know he was a Mason. Yeah, it happens. It happens. But you can't do that unless you open your lodge up to the public. And when they come in to go to that spaghetti supper, don't just feed them and push them out. Give them a tour of your lodge room and take them around a little bit. Talk a little bit about the well-known subject matter and why do we have an altar in the middle of the room. None of that's a secret. This isn't passwords and handshakes and stuff like that. This is just sharing your lodge. So that's bonus material there. Well, I hope this helps, and maybe it'll help you in your your lodge to help get it out a little more and help it grow. Because that's one thing we definitely want all lodges to do is grow. I'm going to see you on down the road. But take care of yourself. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that little bell to remind you of other new videos that are coming out. So a little bell will go off anytime I post a brand new video. Because I'm just out here living the coolest life, Masonic edition.